MiniMilkshake.
Hello.
I've made a mask for you to wear when you go out walking or go to the shops. This mask will remind you not to touch your mouth and nose and will protect you from germs. When you come home, you can wash your mask and then it'll be ready for tomorrow. A mask won't protect you from catching germs, but every bit helps. Wearing it helps you to remember not to touch your face and to cover your mouth when coughing. Let's learn how to make a mask.
Yay!
Here's the pattern from which I've cut 3 templates to use for making my mask. I have here the outer fabric for the mask. This is a 1/4 of a metre as what's called a fat quarter. This is sufficient to make 3 masks. Here's the lining. This means that the mask can be turned around and worn inside out, so you've got a different mask to wear the next day after you've washed it. We've folded the material in half, inside out. We've laid the lining inside out. This is 100% cotton. Lay it down. Is cut along this red line here, and this line just on the inside is going to be the seam line. Now we have 2 inside-out layers of the outer fabric and 2 inside-out layers of the interior fabric. I'm now going to sew them together. I want to show you here. I'm moving the needle here. I'll be running the outer section of the fabric along this part of the machine. Just place this here for you. So we're doing down the front part of the nose and the chin first. And I'm going to be watching this section here and which is the exact seam. We do that so you don't have too much bulk around your face. Just using black thread to show you where the seam lines go. Of course, you'll have a lovely matching thread when you sew your mask. And cut these pieces separately. I just do this to save a little bit of the thread. That's your first 2 seams. And here are the pieces. Turn that out, as you can see, it's the shape. Take the lining, and this is the right side. We put that against the right side on the outer portion of the mask. So for the experienced sewers like myself, we may not bother to pin our fabric, but for people who are just learning how to do this for the first time, you're going to line up the seam. You want to push both sections to the side. And I'm just going to pop the pin in here. Okay, so if I open this down like this, you can see that central seam on the lining and the outer part is lined up there. Make sure those edges are nice together. Now we're ready to do the 3rd seam. So we did 1 seam on the lining down the front of the face, 1 seam on the outer section of the mask. Now, once again, nice and narrow. Apart from saving fabric and getting more masks per fat quarter, this will stop the bulk around the face. Around the curve here. This is the bit that goes under the eyes, across the top of the cheek. Now be careful when you come here that the fabric's not bunched up underneath, so you don't get a pinched pleat into it. I'm just going to go backwards and forwards here a little bit. And down and around. See that you've done something like this, don't worry about it. It's all covered up when it's inside the mask. I'm going to take the mask now and I'm going to press these two seams together to make sure that the lining isn't pressed flat out against the face and that it all fits really nicely. Now we turn around. This is the bit that goes under the chin. This bit goes above the nose. This bit's under the chin. This is where you get your sizing. So if you've got somebody with a really big face and a big jaw, you might want to do another narrow seam. Is now move the needle. If you just come in close and have a look. Taking the needle, two positions to the right. So this was for the first three seams. This is for the fourth seam. I've taken it right out to the edge. And now what I'll do is I'll run the edge of the fabric. Just pin this. Forgot to pin it, didn't I? So this always happens. Your lining will always just be a little bit wider than your outer fabric because it's perfectly the same size. And once it's on the inside, it's just a little bit bigger. And that's why it's a good idea to take your seam a little bit wider here. And that will make sure that when you fold it out the right way, you haven't got great gobs of the lining fabric hanging out. Okay, so you can see here, just sitting a little bit proud. But when we turn it inside out, it should be perfect. Just going to put this in now. Once again, lining the fabric, the edge of the fabric up along the side of the foot. Okay, make sure it's nice and flat so that when you sew it, you don't get any pinch pleating behind it. A little reverse to lock that seam off, and here we have it. Now you'll see there's a little extra fabric there. We're going to turn this inside out and we don't want any bulk when we get to this section. So I'm just going to fold this in half, put my finger there where the seam is, I'm just going to pinch that little bit of fabric out there. See? So when it's turned inside out, it doesn't bunch up under the chin. Now I'm going to turn it inside out. Don't worry about loose threads and things. If you've got a fabric, a thread that matches the fabric, you're not going to see those. And that's just that much thread less that goes to landfill. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. Well, pretty close. Go down here. Oh, look, that's perfect. The two seams crossing each other here and here. Pretty good. Now we're going to press it. I'm using the hottest setting with steam. Just remember that this is for someone to put on their face. Hopefully they wash it before they wear it because I'm actually handling the mask with my hands. But a good shot of steam should kill any germs. So have a look here and see how I'm doing this. So we've got the outer layer and the inner layer. What I want to do is open that seam out here first. It's a little bit more tricky because this is the bit that goes up over the nose. Press flat. Now, shake. Press the lining into the outer part of the mask. Okay, now we're going to do the fold bit that curves around the ear. So I've just brought this pattern out because it's more defined, and this is my working piece, which I had copied from this previously. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go with the medium fold. So it is a large mask, but we're going with the medium fold. Okay, and how I do that is here's the medium fold line here. Just folding that under. Taking my mask and I'm laying it on the top. Now that's just seam line. Okay, that's the bit that's on the inside now of the mask where I sew the seam. Take this bit, fold it this way. Taking this one and folding it this way. Now on the pattern you'll see that I've made a little template. These are the pieces that, that's folded. This is the bit I use to give me a guide for the circular part around the ear. I've actually made myself a plastic template out of a bit of an old bit of plastic off an old book. You can use a bit of cardboard, anything. So we'll just, you may not be able to see this terribly well. It's just a little bit of clear plastic. All right. You can use a pen or a pencil, or so I've just done that because any marks that you make, they're going to be on the inside. So I've done it that side. I've turned this over and doing it this side. Use a bit of cardboard, a little bit of plastic template, just even a piece of paper if you wanted to. Open this out like that. We're going to machine stitch in around here and on the other side in around here. Okay. So what I do here, move the needle back to the original position. You can see that's more or less lined up with the line there, the black line. Mechanism where you can go backwards and forwards on the seam with your machine. You're following around this way. And do the other side. It's turned inside out. Now take the scissors and I'm going to just cut around on the inside like that. It's just a little bit of scrap material. Just get the pen so you know what I'm doing and draw the other side in case you need the guide. You don't want to be cutting your thread. So you might just go in like that. It can be as thick or thin as you like. It doesn't really matter because we have to do another step, which I'll show you in a moment. Now, if we tried to turn this inside out now, you're actually pulling against this curve, so it's not going to sit properly. You just need to take the tip of very sharp scissors and do little snips like this on the inner curve. Anytime you're sewing and have an inner curve of stitching, you need to do these small snips. Okay? And you can see that. And the same on the other side. It doesn't matter how close or wide they are, so long as you get enough snips on the really curved bit so that when you turn it inside out it'll sit flat. The next thing I do, because this has to go inside and these bits have to come out like that where the elastic goes past. Take my scissors and just lay them against here. So I've got my thumb there, got the blunt point here, and I push it out like that. See that? Just take the blunt point, push it out like that, and look at that. Look how flat that sits. See that? When I press that on the iron, it's just going to be a really lovely finish. Take the point, press it out. See that? Just in that section there. that's all 4 pieces. How good is that? Look at that. Let's come back over to the machine. There's the iron rather. Pull this fabric underneath like that. See that? And fold down. Just like that. Like this. Over the mask pattern here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew along here. Then I'm actually going to do a little seam just on the inside here. Lay that out flat like that, all the way down, back down here. And when I've finished, I'm going to tell you why I've done it that way. Because we just sew here, and you can do that if you like, and not even sew along the top here. I'll tell you why I do this. I'll just finish this up now. In the meantime, we're going to move the needle right over to the edge here. This is how I do it. How will you find you need to do it for yourself? So it's a nice long stitch on. So this is just to show you the black stitch. So we're going to go back, forward. Now you can pin this if you don't feel confident without pinning it. You can pin it. Stitch in around this part. So when you wash your mask, this will actually help it from losing its nice flat shape. But there is another purpose for doing it this way. Oops. Okay, that's another reason for pinning it, isn't it? Just one on the side there. You see the black line across there past the butterflies. The reason that I have done this all the way is if you wish, when you've made your mask, you can get a piece of twist tie, which is the plastic coated wire. All you need to do, and I'm just going to show you now, is put a little nick in the fabric here and pass it. You don't put it all the way through, it's only on the lining. Pass that piece of twist tie into the nose piece. So if you wish to press the mask against your nose, it might be a better and more secure fit if that's something you choose to do. I don't worry about it. This is such a nicely designed mask. This is my design. It doesn't press on the nose, so you've got plenty of room for the tip of your nose. Nice bit of space. It covers well under the chin, and I'll show you at the end. But if you choose, you can actually run a little bit of that twist tie inside here, or a piece of pipe cleaner. Now we're up to the last section. We're going to grab a safety pin off the pins. Here we go. Now my director should recognise this pin. It used to be in his nappy when he was a baby. There we go, see? I've done it like that because it just pulls. See that? It comes up around the face. Now this is a decision for you to make when your mask is made. You can just tie it like that and fit that around the ears. Some people prefer that. But what I like to do is run it now down through this section here. And I've used 80 centimetres of elastic, which can be lengthened or shortened according to the need of the person who has the mask. I'm now going to model it for you. Bottom section, flip it over like big for me, so I would tighten it. It's not pressing my nose. It's coming all the way up to my ears. It's right up under the chin. Now, some people have a smaller chin. Normally I would go for a medium, and it reduces the amount of the fabric underneath here. And I did show you that earlier, but I will actually show you again on the pattern before we finish. Okay. Now, my glasses are fogging up, so if you wear glasses, just push the mask here, put the glasses over the top of the mask, and that stops the steaming. And this is the mask. As I said before, the top will stick off, and we can now wear a different mask. And this is your two-way contrast. So have a look here. It's the same pattern for both. This one is the large, but I've used the medium because you can see that that was already quite tight under my chin. This line here is how you make the medium mask. So that's just that little bit. So you will adjust exactly how much you want to cut out for a medium mask. And I'll just grab a piece of paper here and show you. Here's the full-size mask. Here's the medium mask. You also have the option of doing a wider seam at the top of the bob, and if you decide you'd like to make a mask for a child, you might wish to do that. I would recommend though that you keep a nice full piece on the front because it doesn't squash, and I know they only have little noses, the children. If you do a wide seam here, as you can see here, there's the cut line there, here's the seam line here. So this is for the medium, cut along here, and you can follow the red. There's the seam line. A smaller one, you can do this wider seam line around here, child's mask. And then do the folding section here. Maybe bring it in a little bit more for the child because they have a shallower note tip from the tip of the nose to the ear. And thank you for watching our tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear little Bubble.